All right, Monday the 10th, the calm before the storm. Big Wave Riders GQ dropping it in for you, and thanks for being here. Just wanted to go back last Wednesday the 5th and show you Nuri over here, which was a typhoon at this point in the tropics, and tracked up through Japan, recurved, became extratropical. It turned from a warm core to a cold core system or a gender bender and fed into a low pressure up here. It was absorbed into it and created what's going to bring us in our biggest waves to date. Let's click in the animation. You can see Nuri doing its thing up here, and right there you can see that fetch really broad and gets on the, it's on the west side of the 180 date line right here, but it does get its track over. There's some seas in this puppy 30 to 40 feet, and you can see it has a long life cycle. It occluded up here, meaning it stalled and allowed this system that dropped to 930 millibars. It caused it to sit in place and broaden, which allows the seas to reach their full potential with some near hurricane force winds in some of the area of this giant storm. So this brings us up to yesterday, Sunday the 9th, and most of the energy yet it is passing to our northeast, but because the swell was so big, covered about 1,000 miles of northwest Pacific real estate, we're going to see plenty big waves in the 10 to 15, maybe even a few 18-foot sets out of this puppy, enough to get some guys out to Waimea, not big Waimea, but the outer reefs will be cracking as well, and all those mistos spots, and winds are going to be pretty good too. So bringing the models current, here it is. Take a look how close how the swells are nearing, and the buoys have popped midday today with 20 to 25 second forerunners. Waimea is currently 2 feet at 22 seconds, and buoy 1 is back. The one 270 miles northwest of Kauai, so we're getting some spectral data from that puppy, and yeah, man, it's rising as we speak. We're gonna notice it as the sun sets tonight. And let's further the animations to take a look. Now we do have some storminess that forms to our north, so Saturday we'll see some iffy winds, a front, a second front in the series. There's one coming for Wednesday as well. And yeah, there's two fronts, and we're going to see a lot of trickery to the winds. So here we go. This one's going to be adding in some 6, 7, 8 foot north to northeast swell on Saturday into Sunday. And then we have a couple more storms forming within the jet stream. So there's a long wave trough for longitudes of Hawaii. There's this series of these little guys that are going to be popping up and keeping us going here for the long haul. All right, continuing on the animations, you can see tons of support. Friday and Saturday is going to be the next one, all keeping it at advisory levels. And then we see a storm forming up here to our north once again on Saturday over the weekend, and one off here off Kamchatka. It's all going to be bringing us some decent waves of approximately 8 feet. This one will come in around the 19th, which is Wednesday. This guy's a little iffy, but be bringing in some northerly swell early next week. We can see the storms eventually quiet down a little bit, but I'm going to show you some long-range stuff. So here's the main event, thanks to what started out as a typhoon. Okay, let's drop in down under, shall we, and go back last Sunday. The second, there is the fetch here in the Tasman Sea, and that's why we've been seeing some 1 to 1.5 foot, 15 to 16 second south-southwest swell, keeping town rideable. And with the winds, it's just been really beautiful. You just look at it and just wish it was at least twice that size. But a lot of people are out there just enjoying the texture and the fun waist to lower chest-high waves every now and then at the top spots. This is the culprit right here. It lasted a decent while. Fiji got some great waves out of that. The jet's pretty zonal down under. Nothing really going on, but that's changing. Let's take a quick peek at this guy Friday the 7th right here. We may see a 1 foot, 14 second south swell, keeping it maybe up to 2 feet for Friday the 14th. And then as we head to Monday the 10th, we see another Tasman Sea storm, and this one actually has better potential. Take a look at that one. That'll be sending up some 10 to 15 foot surf for Fiji, it looks like. And for us, we're going to get the cheese grating South Pac Islands that it's got to get through to get up to us. The track wasn't optimal, but well, I'm going to claim 1 to 2.5 foot surf out of that guy, starting to fill in Tuesday the 18th with 16 second forerunners, and hopefully get up to, shoulder high if we're lucky. But for sure, it's going to last about 3 days and keep town rideable from Tuesday through Friday the 21st. So if you want to mark your calendars or check the 5-day forecast at surfnewsnetwork.com, and it's a 10-day handwritten forecast for our premium service members, which is just $5 a month. So we hope you'll join up and support us. Okay, since the WaveWatch 3 models don't go out past 10 days, I wanted to show you something here. This is Sunday the 16th, and I'm going to take it out even further here on the surface winds. We can see a fetch here on Sunday right here. That'll be pulling in some 7-foot 14-second northwest swell on Wednesday the 19th through the 20th, and we continue on with this. We want to show you here as you see the pictures change. This is where it's all pure model fantasy here, especially when you go out this far. This is past 10 days, but here's another system at the surface on Thursday the 20th. This has potential to start pushing in some waves the 22nd and 23rd up in that 8-foot range, and continuing on here, another round of swell right here. On Wednesday, the 26th, this system looks very, very promising. Again, these can completely disappear. This one has potential to bring in some 10-foot, 16-second swell on Tuesday, the 25th. Let's just see if this model fantasy does play out, which they sometimes do. You can at least give it 50-50 chance. Bottom line is November is going to stay active. Okay, let's take a look at those large upper air currents we call the jet stream. Thanks to Mark and the crew at Storm Surf for these. Here it is. The longitudes reach longitudes north of Hawaii. That's bringing the systems a little closer to us. Also, of course, changing the winds and the weather as fronts increase in frequency too. And that changes the winds. Tacona ahead of the front, northeasterly winds in the back of it, and oftentimes the winds as they go around the compass clockwise, well, that creates havoc in surf conditions. But it also means a lot more swell. Starting in the animations, you can see that jet continues to dip on top of us. A slight break, but then here in about 4 days, it elongates out and dips down on top of us again, all increasing the probability. And you see how low it got there, the end of the 7-day forecast? The jet stream is working its magic here for winter. Down under, it's pretty broken up, but we did have 2 meridional flows or equatorial bound flows. There's the first one there. And she tries to no avail to send us waves after this Tasman sea swell, but we do at least have this one to look forward to keep surf around the compass from town to country. All right, the hand-drawn surface charts here. Let's take a look. A lot of storm activity off here to our northeast. That'll be bringing us up some waves, adding a northerly component to the big fat northwester to northwester here. There's a high pressure trying to move into the area of a front that's going to be moving down the island chain Wednesday night into Thursday. And there's a secondary front over here that'll be coming in for Friday into possibly Saturday. All this storm activity has pushed the high pressures that were situated where these lows are during the summer and fall. So we've had the trades kind of cut off, and we've had a lot of northeasterly flow to them. The ridge is over the island. That's why the winds have been super weak. We've been into a weak sea breeze pattern. Trades will try to make their way back, but due to these fronts, again, the winds are going to be harder to predict. Now, as far as the upper regions go, you see the brown areas. That's the dry sinking air showing stable air mass in the upper regions. Clouds down below us are just the intertropical convergence zone where the trade winds from the South Pac meet the trades from the North Pac. There's the storm activity I was pointing to off to our north-northeast. There's the big fat one with the long sweep of energy heading our way. It's already on the buoys, and high surf warning into Wednesday night. Drilling down, you can see that front Tuesday night into Wednesday. Of course, Kauai getting the brunt of it and the higher north wind. But it will be moving down the island chain. This is just the first of 2. The second one that hits over the weekend is actually going to be stronger. But all in all, look at this. The reflective rain loops not showing much activity at all. Looking really nice. You can see that they're not flowing in from a trade wind angle. They're actually coming in here from more of a sea breezy angle. And all in all, though, gorgeous. And let's finish up here with some beautiful wind models showing that fetch in the Tasman Sea right now for that new Tasman sea swell for the 18th, 19th, and 20th for town. And scooting up here, you can see the fetches off to our north, the big fetch up here with some super high winds and super high seas, and the clockwise spinning high pressure here that's trying to keep our trades around. Watch the winds to work some tricky corners here. There'll be those misto spots that will have moments over the next 5 days. And that's the local swell tracker. Check you back here next week. Thanks for being here. Aloha for now.